welcome back to the Hammer Brake Shop. We're going to take a break from the Bandit Trans Am Tribute car because we found this.
This is a 2003 Chevy S10 ZR2 rear end.
So, what makes this rear end so special?
So this thing has a 8.5-inch ring gear, posi traction, disc brakes, and 373 gears. This is a complete upgrade from the 7.5 that's in this truck. All right, guys. First thing we're going to do is we're going to strip off all the stuff that this rear end has that this truck doesn't need. Starting with this sway bar. I got nothing to say, so go for it. Well, we got most of the stuff off now. We're gonna finish off with these e-brake cables that need to go.
Somebody cut those, didn't they?
They definitely cut those.
You plan on reusing for this truck?
We'll probably put on new ones. We're gonna have to replace these e-brake shoes anyway. They're both pretty worn out, pretty rusty.
I understand.
Onto the brake lines. All right, we've almost got all the stuff stripped off here that we don't need anymore. We already got that side complete. Now we're working on this side. We're gonna get rid of these really rusty and crusty dust shields. And we'll get back to you in just a minute. All right, we pretty much got the dust shield off now. If you look how rusty this thing is. So instead of pulling the C-clip and driving the axle out, I'm just gonna fatigue the metal and get rid of this thing.
Okay. There it is. Stuff isn't really made of much these days. There she is. All we're gonna have left on this side now, and this is the caliper bracket. I'm just gonna reuse the calipers. Well, here's a 7.5. Got it out of the truck. So we're ready to commence reinstalling a new one. There's the 8.5. Get ready going. Remember, before we do this, we're gonna go ahead and do all the brake hoses, make them new, fresh, while they're still kind of easier to get to.
We did go ahead and buy all new brake hardware for it. You got there's your splitter. Here's your brake hoses and brake hoses.
Brake pads, rotors.
While we're in it, we're going to do a brake job, so we got the brake pads go with it, brake rotors go with it. We're probably going to try and drag this thing outside, and we're going to compare and let you see the size difference and why this thing is much stronger than the 7.5 that came out. All right, this is the 7.5 we took out of the S10. You see the size of it. This is the weak one. This is the one that's good about to go in. Look at the size difference. This is an 8.5-inch ring gear. just look at that overall power that's going to be all handled, because that thing's way larger than the one that came out of it. Plus, it's going to have disc brakes and posi traction.
All right, so we're going to set the U-bolts onto the spring pads over the axle with a lowering block. So these are the new ones. We got them. What did you get? AutoZone?
Yeah,
O'Reilly's.
AutoZone.
Yeah, these are those. What are they? Sure built or something like that.
Something like that. It's something you buy in the trailer section.
Yeah, these are just basically a trailer part. I've used these on several of my cars. They work great. These are excessively long. The trick that we always found that works on these is you run them up to what you need, like get them nice and tight, and you like tighten them uniformly. Take your cutoff wheel and cut off what you don't want. Don't cut them too short at that point. While your nut is on and you're ready to clean those threads up, tighten it up, cut it off with a cutoff wheel, and then run the nuts back off, and it cleans those threads up for you. That way it doesn't look all unsightly. And then like later on, you're gonna get a bunch of years on this thing. You have a bunch of rust built up, and it won't come off next time because you didn't clean it off the first time.
Welcome back to the Hammond Brake Shop. It's a new month, and we're back with the S10 again. And this time we're going to try and narrow this rear end because it didn't go as smoothly as we hoped.
So we got it here on the chopping block, and the idea is we're going to narrow it. What is it, 4 inches on each side?
About 4 inches per side.
Yeah, check this out.
All right, if you've never taken a rear end apart before, I'm going to show you how it's done. This is the ring gear, that's your carrier, that's your cross pin. What you're gonna do, I just got it loose a little bit here. Make sure we're still going the right side. Or not. If you're doing this at home, this is gonna be an 8mm.
Good thing it wasn't a 10. I'm all out of 10mm.
Luckily, luckily he hadn't come and got mine yet. All right, get your cross shaft bolt. Take your
Wedge out.
Get your cross pin. Push that through. Can I go? Collect it on the other side. At your cross pin. Now this thing has a few jobs. It keeps your spider gears aligned. Which here's your spider gears. Here's your spider gears in here. And if you move this around too much, they will come out of alignment. But ideally, that's what keeps it. And it also takes up the space for your C-clips. C-clips are in here. To release those, you just drop your axles in, push your axles in.
He just drove the axle in.
You just push your axle in. You kind of
get your magnet.
You know, move that around. There you go. It's got nowhere to go because this is the pause. It's got nowhere to go. So you got to send it out the back side. All right, it didn't come out the bottom, but the magnet will pull it. And that's a C-clip. All right, now that the C-clips came out, now you just pull the axle.
Careful not to rub your seals, because you have seals in here that you can damage if you're not careful.
All right, so I got my marks what I'm going to remove. It's here to here. Now I'm going to show you how you put this thing back in line perfectly. You're going to put your straight edge across your backing plates. You want long, long, deep lines. So when you cut this, you're going to be able to put them right back the way they came. All right, we got the rear end in the S10. Now this has been a many month project and a lot harder project than I thought it was going to be to start with. I have a special thanks to my father-in-law, Mark. Could have got it done without him. All right, so this is the drive shaft we're going to use. This is a local company in town, Republic Diesel. These are the guys I always use to make my drive shafts. So all we got to do now is put brakes on it, put the wheels on it, get the drive shaft in it, put the bed on, realign the transmission, work on the front sheet metal, get the engine work finished. This is really getting long. I'm gonna stop talking now.
He's gonna make the power tour.
We're working on it. So we hope you like the contents of this video. It was a long time in the making.
Yep. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.